All right, hey guys, Dr. Axe here. Welcome to Facebook Live. Today I'm going to be doing, actually answering your questions here. I'm on vacation with my wife Chelsea here in Florida. I wanted to take the next 20 or 30 minutes or so and answer all of your personal health questions. And by the way, if you're excited right now about me answering your questions, do me a favor, punch that share button, click that like button, and if you love these live Q&As I'm doing on a weekly basis, hey, click the love button as well. And also what I'd love to see you start doing is let me know where you're from. I'd love to say hey to some of you guys. I know we have many of you who are watching from areas all over the world and all over the country. So again, let me know the city and state or country that you're from as well, and I'll say hey here. So again, I'm Dr. Josh Axe, and I just want to give this medical disclaimer here before I answer your in-depth personal health questions, is that this show right now isn't meant to treat or cure or diagnose any condition. This show is for informational purposes only, and if you have more advanced health questions, hey, make sure to reach out to your medical provider or natural health professional and get advice from them. But again, today I'm going to be answering your most common health questions. All right, so I'm going to pull it up here, and I see you guys here asking your questions. Hey, Judy from Orlando, Florida. I see we've got Tina from Iowa City, Iowa. Hey, Tina, nice to meet you. I got Kelly from Fort Mill, South Carolina. Let's see, we got Marilyn from Crestview, Florida. Hey, Marilyn, you're not far from me. I know you're in Florida right now. I'm actually down right now in Santa Rosa Beach, Florida, kind of in between Destin and Panama City area. All right, so we got Susan from Michigan. Hey, Susan, nice to meet you. Claudie from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Vivian is saying, hey, from LA. Hey, nice to meet you. We got Nessa from Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Looks like Hanny from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Hey, really great to meet you guys. So in about 1 minute, I'm going to start answering your personal health questions. And along with that, do me a favor. Hey, if you guys love these Facebook Lives where I'm answering your health questions, hey, do me a favor, punch that share button, click that like button, or the wow or love button if something excites you that I say or a question I answer. Make sure to be doing that throughout our broadcast here for the next 20 or 30 minutes. Another thing I might do in this week, listen, if you're not signed up for our live notifications, make sure you do that, because I'm going to be on site shopping at Whole Foods, my favorite health food store, going out to eat with my wife Chelsea, and I might just give you a sneak peek of what I'm doing here, sort of in my personal life as I aim to eat healthy as I travel and do a lot of different things. So I'm going to start answering your questions here. So go ahead and start asking your health questions. And I see we've got Val here from Las Vegas, Nevada. Nice to meet you, Val. And Tiffany from Pennsylvania. Nice to meet you. All right, let's see here. Got a question from Brandy. And Brandy says, how do you get natural sunburn relief? Well, you know, I've been getting some sun here. I've been going to the beach here. Again, I'm on a week vacation here with my wife Chelsea. And when I get sunburn, which I try not to do, it's very, very rare, but if I do, I actually make up a little mixture myself. And it's a mixture of aloe vera juice, lavender oil, and peppermint oil. Okay, so aloe vera juice, lavender, peppermint, and sometimes I'll do a little bit of apple cider vinegar. And I'll actually mix that in a spray bottle and spray my body down with that. But again, the best thing is aloe vera juice and lavender oil are two of the best things for burns, along with peppermint oil. And sometimes a little bit of apple cider vinegar can be great for burns as well. So make a mixture of that, put it in a spray bottle, rub it on yourself. But those are some of the best things to do for a sunburn. And also, let me mention this as well. If you want to prevent a sunburn, you can go to my website, draxe.com, and put on natural and make your own natural sunscreen. Make sure when you're buying natural sunscreen, ideally it's certified organic, and you're going to look for things like zinc oxide as the protectant. And also, let me give you the secret as well. Myrrh essential oil is probably the most powerful essential oil to be used as a natural sunblock. So again, myrrh essential oil is fantastic to use as well as natural sunblock, and myrrh is something else I use on my skin all of the time. So lavender, geranium, frankincense, and myrrh, some of the best there for your skin. All right, got a question here. Mary asks, how do you get relief from poison oak? Well, if you get poison oak, what I recommend you do is make up a mixture of baking soda, along with baking soda with apple cider vinegar. You make it into a paste and cover your body with that. So baking soda and apple cider vinegar, that mixture is what I recommend if you get poison oak. All right, question here from, let's see here, question here. Any ideas for neuralgia relief? Okay, if you've got nerve pain or you know anyone with nerve pain, it can be one of the most devastating, crippling pain conditions out there, whether it's trigeminal neuralgia or some other type of nerve pain in the body. When it comes to nerve pain, you really want to follow an anti-inflammatory diet. During that time, I recommend going on a diet of all bone broth, organic meat, vegetables, and fruits, and really eating just that for a time being. So again, crock pot, some fresh fruits, some vegetables, and just eating that from a supplement standpoint with nerve pain. You want to be doing a lot of anti-inflammatory herbs and supplements. I recommend a high-quality omega-3 supplement, whether that's fish oil or flax oil. But again, getting more omega-3s. The other thing you want to do is do anti-inflammatory enzymes like bromelain and anti-inflammatory herbs like turmeric and ginger. So that's some of the things you want to do for nerve pain. And depending on where the nerve pain is, seeking out the help of a wellness chiropractor can oftentimes relieve nerve pain in different areas of the body. So again, I would look up a wellness chiropractor or a chiropractor from the Clear Institute, or one that does corrective care. But again, you really want to work on getting rid of nerve pain in that way. And from an essential oil standpoint, if you've got nerve pain, I recommend doing essential oils such as helichrysum, which helps healing nerves. And then for pain, doing something like a wintergreen topically or a peppermint tends to work well as well. But those are some of the places I'd start if you're talking about nerve pain. And by the way, I'm going to answer more of your health questions here. But hey, if you love these live Q&As, do me a favor. Punch that share button, click that like button, and think about this. You can be somebody's health hero. There are millions of people right now, your friends and family members, I guarantee it, who are struggling with a health condition. And by simply sharing this information or clicking the like button, you can let them know to, hey, join us here live right now as I answer your health questions. So again, punch the share button, or if you haven't clicked it yet, the love button if you're loving this right now. All right, some more health questions here. I got a question from Tiffany. Tiffany mentions helichrysum is an amazing oil. Yes, it is. It's one of my favorites. Question from April: are all essential oils created equally? The answer is absolutely no. When it comes to essential oils, you want to buy a brand where they follow proper farming practices. And when it comes to farming, you want to make sure that the plant is completely ripe and ready to harvest when you harvest it. And this is a big deal that essential oil companies practice proper harvesting, because if you pick a crop a couple weeks too early, it can cut down its nutrients by half. It can throw off the oil ratios. It can be very important in terms of what oils are highest in the essential oil. So farming practices are key, making sure they follow organic standards. And not every company is going to be have the organic certification that's good, but that they are following a pesticide and chemical-free practices, that they practice proper farming, ideally that plants are grown in a place where they can naturally grow in good soil, and again, making sure that they're unadulterated, that they're either cold pressed or diffused in the proper way, or I'm sorry, not diffused, but distilled in the proper way. These things are very important. And so again, I'm not here to promote one brand, but just to say, yes, you want to make sure that your essential oils follow more organic practices, that they're therapeutic in nature when you're buying essential oils. All right, question here from Mandarin. She asks, I have extreme fatigue and it's ruining my life. What can I do? Listen, if you've got extreme fatigue, and by the way, so many people today are struggling with adrenal fatigue and chronic fatigue syndrome. And you might be one of those people. And let me just say, here's some warning signs that you have chronic fatigue and adrenal fatigue. If you get a good night's sleep or sleep 8 hours and you wake up in the morning and you're still tired, that's a big warning sign you've got adrenal or chronic fatigue. Let's say, for instance, sometimes you have memory problems or brain fatigue. You just can't think clearly. That's a big warning sign you have chronic fatigue. If sometimes you get dark circles under your eyes, that can be a big warning sign. If your metabolism isn't where it should be, those are all warning signs that you have chronic fatigue. And so in treating chronic fatigue, in Chinese medicine, they believe that that's called your body having low qi, which affects your adrenals and kidneys, sometimes your libido, sex drive, things like that. All those things can be affected by chronic fatigue syndrome. So if you've got chronic fatigue, here's a few things you can do. Number one, from a diet standpoint, you've got to make sure you're not over consuming carbohydrates, okay? So you've got to have a proper balance of carbohydrates, protein, healthy fats, and of course fiber as well. And so again, you don't want to be consuming a lot of carbs every meal. You know, getting a little bit of oatmeal or sprouted rice in your day is fine, some good healthy fruit, but for the most part, getting more vegetables. Your diet should be loaded up with vegetables, some good quality meat, and a serving of a carbohydrate for a time, maybe just a half a cup, okay? Of, let's say, a rice or an oats or fruit. Again, just half a cup, maybe 3 times a day or 4 times a day. So do that, just back off the carbs, because if you're eating a lot of chips and pastas and breads, those things will totally tank your energy levels and affect your insulin levels. Now here's the best supplements if you're struggling with chronic fatigue. Actually, let me jump back to food here quick as well. When it comes to diet for adrenal fatigue or fatigue issues, you want to be loading up on dark colored foods. Blueberries are some of the best, raspberries, blackberries, seaweed. Also things, think about things that are more energizing. Peppermint tends to be very good. But again, dark colored foods high in antioxidants like fruits and vegetables, those are going to be the best for chronic fatigue. From a supplement standpoint, you can take adaptogenic herbs such as ashwagandha, rhodiola, tulsi, ginseng. Adaptogens or adaptogenic herbs can help with your energy levels. Now, the most important supplements to take with energy levels, along with adaptogens, are a vitamin B complex. Make sure you're getting a good quality B complex supplement, because vitamin B12 is known as your energy vitamin. And let me tell you, there are tens of millions of people right now who are deficient in B vitamins and vitamin B12. And part of that is due to a condition called leaky gut, to where you're not actually absorbing your vitamins and minerals. And so again, you want to take a good quality B complex supplement, and along with that, take a quality probiotic supplement. And here's the deal. There's a study out of Stanford Medical School that found if you're supplementing with probiotics, it can increase your B vitamins by more than 50%. So think about that. It's not you are what you eat, it's you are what you digest. So if you want to be absorbing these energy vitamins, these B vitamins, you should be getting probiotics in your diet as well as taking those supplements. And really, those are the 3 most important supplements that you should be taking if you want higher energy levels: adaptogen herbs, B vitamins, and probiotics. From an essential oil standpoint, peppermint oil is one of the best. Just simply smelling peppermint oil on a regular basis. And then frankincense oil can reduce brain and neural inflammation. So again, peppermint, frankincense, and I would say also cedarwood tends to be very good. And so I typically do cedarwood and peppermint oil. I diffuse that when I'm studying and trying to focus, and really helps me stay alert and keep my energy levels up. So again, peppermint oil and cedarwood for helping your body focus. And sometimes vetiver can be incredible as well for those of you who need to fight adrenal fatigue, chronic fatigue, get better energy levels. The other big thing for chronic fatigue is you need to get good quality sleep. So again, make sure you're getting plenty of sleep, sleep in a cold and dark room, and then exercise daily. Not hours and hours, but even going for a walk, just 20 minutes 3 days a week. But if you don't exercise, I know sometimes you get so tired you may say, oh, exercise is the last thing I want to do, but it's the most important thing you do. Again, not doing hours and hours, but just 20 minutes, light exercise, getting your blood moving. It's a great way to overcome chronic fatigue. All right, I'm going to answer more of your health questions here. And by the way, feel free to let me know where you're from right now. I'd love to say hey to many of you here as I answer your health questions here as well. And so I'm going to answer these questions, but also let me just say this. Hey, if you are enjoying these live Q&As I'm doing and you want me to do more, hey, do me a favor, punch that share button, click that like button. Let's let more people know that they can get their health questions answered, and people can be healthy, free of drugs or surgery, using all natural remedies, vitamins, supplements, dietary changes. And by the way, if you agree with me right now, say yes here on Facebook Live, that you believe that the body can heal naturally with diet, supplements, and natural lifestyle tips. All right, here. Hey, Villa from New York. Nice to meet you. I see Cindy here from Ohio. Cindy says, probiotics cramp me up. What can I do? If probiotics are cramping you up, you need to ease your way into probiotics. What I would do is just start with maybe even a half a capsule or 1 capsule max daily and ease your body into it. Also, that's probably a sign that you need to repair your gut lining. I'd recommend taking a bone broth supplement or bone broth on a regular basis, as well as digestive enzymes. Okay, so bone broth and enzymes. But I'd follow a bone broth diet. By the way, if you want to know a great diet plan to follow if you've got digestive issues, I've got a book here. It's a Bone Broth Breakthrough. This is a new book I just came out with. You can see here we've got a lot of healthy recipes in here. Here's a high protein oatmeal you can see in here. So again, you might check out that book. I also have a book on Amazon called the Repair Your Gut Cookbook. Just go to Amazon.com right now, search Dr. Josh Axe. You'll find me on Amazon. You can find that. And by the way, in my book, Eat Dirt as well here, you'll find a lot of the recipes you can follow to really support gut health. All right, I see Star Goyen says yes, she agrees. She's loving these Q&As. So does Christina is saying that. And Madeline from London. Hey, Madeline, nice to meet you. All right, going to answer some more of your health questions. Holly says, is it necessary to change probiotics every so often? Really good question. You know, I don't think you need to change probiotics, but sometimes it's good to experiment with different probiotics to see what your body does well with. And so I think in general, though, you want to be getting a soil-based probiotic as well as a food-based probiotic in your probiotic supplements. But I think the most important area is get probiotics from food and see how your body does. I don't think you need to mix it up. I actually don't think that's very important. I think staying with one brand is great. But I think in general, sometimes people do better with other brands than others. But you want to make sure you're getting those soil-based probiotics, the SBOs, as well as the food-based probiotics on a regular basis. All right, got a question here. Jody says, hey, from Kentucky. Hey, nice to meet you here. Let's see here. Question from Jennifer. Thoughts on treating endometriosis and ovarian cysts? From Jennifer. So if somebody has endometriosis and then ovarian cysts, or let's say PCOS syndrome, polycystic ovary syndrome, we really need to work on balancing the hormones, especially bringing the progesterone up in the body typically and bringing the estrogen down. And this is something both PCOS and endometriosis are very common in young women. So here are some of the top tips to follow. Number one, you've got to look at diet. And we've got to follow a diet that's anti-inflammatory. And listen, over-consuming carbohydrates and sugar is about the worst thing you can do if you're struggling with PCOS and endometriosis. What I'd recommend is following a diet that's very high in bone broth, healthy fats, proteins, and vegetables. And so here's what the diet would look like. For breakfast, what I would do is a bone broth smoothie. I do a scoop of bone broth powder. I would do maybe some collagen. I would also do maybe, let's say, a little bit of, a cup of blueberries, a little bit of coconut milk, and then do that for breakfast. For lunch, I would do a big bowl of bone broth soup. So again, chicken broth, onions, carrots, celery, maybe a little bit of ginger in there, that type of thing. But do a big bowl of bone broth chicken soup for lunch. And for dinner, maybe some wild-caught salmon with double vegetables. You could do a little bit of rice. And that's kind of it. I mean, a very clean diet, but a diet that's very high in healthy fats, proteins, those types of things. For supplements for PCOS and endometriosis, what we want to do, again, we got to lower that estrogen. We got to get that progesterone up in most cases. In order to do that, you want to take an omega-3 supplement. I'd also consider taking evening primrose oil or borage oil. They contain a compound called GLA, that's gamma-linolenic acid, that is great for hormones. Also, I consider using essential oils such as clary sage, thyme, and myrrh, and geranium, but specifically clary sage, one of the best for hormones balancing estrogen, and then thyme oil is great for bringing up progesterone levels, and then again, geranium and myrrh are also great. What I would do is take those essential oils, rub them on your lower abdomen area as well as on your neck, okay? And I would do that about 1 drop of each of those 2 to 3 times a day. Again, lower abdomen and neck, but those essential oils can be great for hormones. And listen, here's my secret. The biggest secret to fighting PCOS and endometriosis and infertility. reducing stress. I'm telling you right now that emotional stress is the biggest thing that will cause those hormone imbalances. And so what I would recommend you do, if you know that you're stressed out, get your schedule out and make sure you schedule in times of joy and freedom and fun. I ask this on the show all the time when I'm doing my Facebook Live show here. I say, how many of you out there, whether it's a mom or dad, how many hours of you time do you get during the week? And for a lot of people, it's zero. There's a lot of work. There's a lot of taking care of family. There's very little time for you to get rejuvenated and refreshed. And listen, if your tank isn't full, how can you fill the tank of others? How can you pour into others? It's really hard to do. So what I would do is look at your schedule, schedule in. I would actually do this. I'd get out a sheet of paper and I'd write down on one side all the things that are causing stress in your life, both from your past, things in the future that are stressing you, and from current right now. So again, write down the things that stress you. On another side, write down all the things that bring you joy and that you love to do. What I want you to do is go and start dealing with those things that are stressing you out, and maybe you need to seek out the help of a best friend to help you do that. Maybe it's a counselor, a Christian counselor, or a psychologist, or somebody who can really help you with those things. And then on the other side, I want you to do is go and schedule in things you love to do. Scheduling lunch with a best friend, shopping, hiking a trail, things that you know will bring peace into your life. If you do that, that's going to help you go a long way with treating some of these hormone conditions. And then, of course, getting out exercising. I think bar class is a great thing to do. It's great for toning. It's also great for relieving stress. So bar class, especially for females, or just going out and doing whatever you love to do for exercise is important. But again, I think if you follow those diet and some of those tips, you'll find some help there. Also, I've got some great articles on my website. If you go to draxe.com, draxe.com, just look up your conditions such as PCOS or endometriosis, and you'll find more in-depth tips there as well. All right, guys, going to answer more of your health questions. By the way, hey, if you are loving this Facebook Live and you want me to do more, punch that share button, click that like button or love button if you're loving doing this Q&A. All right, let's see here. Some more questions. I got Tanya, she's from Texas. Tanya, nice to meet you. You get cluster migraine headaches. So what can you do for cluster migraines? If you're getting those cluster headaches on a regular basis, the biggest thing you need to do is look at what you're eating on a daily basis. I've worked with a lot of people over the years with migraine headaches and cluster, and what I found is oftentimes there's something that sets it off with a food sensitivity. And what I recommend you do is go get IgG testing. That's looking for food antibodies. And listen, everybody has a different kryptonite when it comes to food. Some people digest dairy great. Some people, it wrecks their system. Some people do fine with gluten. Some people don't. It really depends. I'll just give you an example. Like, I can eat gluten, if it's sprouted, sourdough, those types of things. It doesn't really bother me. But my wife Chelsea doesn't do as well with gluten. And vice versa. She does better with dairy than I do. And so again, everybody's different. But go and get a food sensitivity test, one of the best things you can do to start overcoming headaches. And the other thing I would do is just start following a diet such as that's found in my book, Eat Dirt, or my Bone Broth Breakthrough Diet. Following the diet I lay out in those books, a diet high in fruits, vegetables, organic meat. Those things people tend to do well with. A lot of times it's the grains such as gluten and dairy or other grains that are causing those reactions with headaches. Also, supplements for headaches. Magnesium is probably the most important supplement that you're deficient in that you'll want to take if you have headaches. All right, let's see here. A question here from Janine. She says, I have Graves' disease. What can I do for Graves' disease? All right, Janine, I'm going to answer that question for you. If you've got Graves' disease, that's hyperthyroidism that is autoimmune based that's affecting your thyroid, okay? And so if you are struggling with Graves' disease, what I recommend you do is follow a diet to help heal your gut. Listen, according to Hippocrates, he said this over 2,000 years ago, all disease begins in the gut. You know what? Your health begins in the gut as well, and it starts, guess what, your thyroid health? It starts with your gut lining. You've got to heal and repair your gut lining. By the way, tomorrow I'm going to be getting even more in depth on how to heal leaky gut, and we'll be talking about eating dirt and the key of probiotics to healing leaky gut. So make sure you tune in tomorrow. But to answer your question, we've got to heal and seal that gut lining. I'd look at taking a collagen supplement, collagen protein. I'd look at a bone broth supplement. I would take digestive enzymes. and I would take probiotics. Okay, those are the most important supplements for starting to work on that gut lining with Graves. Also, you may want to consider getting a B complex supplement and selenium. B complex and selenium can really support the thyroid specifically. And then again, following a diet, what I would do is a bone broth cleanse. I would follow a bone broth cleanse and do that for a period of days. And I guarantee, Janine, if you do that, and I know you're struggling with Graves' disease, that's really going to help balance your body up. But here's the problem. So many doctors today, and by the way, if you agree with me, I'd love for you to click the say yes or click the love button right now. There's so many doctors today, you go in and see them, they are not addressing the root cause of your health conditions today. What they're doing is they're simply giving you a medication to alter your thyroid or alter or weaken or actually suppress your body's own immune response. They're not working on healing the gut lining and doing the things that need to happen for you to actually overcome the disease you're struggling with. I see this all the time. And so again, it's really important that you follow natural health advice and start working on healing the root cause of disease. And by the way, if you agree with me here on Facebook Live, do me a favor, say yes right now. Would love to hear from you. All right, I'm going to answer some more of your health questions here. By the way, we just have about 5 minutes left here, and I'll wrap it up answering your questions. I say Tina Shea is saying yes here. I got Tamra Wong who says yep here as well, and Shannon Garrison saying yes as well. All right, going to answer some of your questions. And Jan says yes, true that. All right, Jan, agree with you here totally. All right, getting a lot of yeses here from you guys here, and then I'm going to answer some of your questions. Andrea Johnson says yes. Laura saying yes. Brenda Lynn with a big heart from Texas is saying yes as well. All right, let's see here. Questions from Brenda. Okay, she's asking about an infection. Okay, so Brenda's question's about how to treat infections. So if you have an infection, here's what I'll tell you. It depends on the type of infection you have. But if you have an infection internally, that sometimes that's something you want to consult with your physician on. But let me talk about natural antibiotics for a while. Oil of oregano is one of the most powerful natural antibiotics you can use. Colloidal silver is powerful at fighting infections as well. But the big thing, if you have an infection, you've got to stop feeding it with sugar. You got to get rid of the sugar. What I would do is load up. Listen, if you've got an infection, what I would do is I would eat bone broth soup for every meal, along with maybe some kefir as a snack. Okay, you want to get probiotics, and then you want to do lots of bone broth. Really low in carbohydrates, lots of vegetables and meats, and that's what your diet should look like for a time being. Also, thyme essential oil is incredible at fighting infections as well. So again, thyme, oregano, myrrh is great, colloidal silver, and loading up on probiotics and doing vitamin C. So if you have an infection, those are some of the things I would do to fight an infection fast. All right, here, let's see here. Got a question. Let's see here. From Anna, she says, what do I do? I think your question was about acne. If you've got acne, here's the first thing I would do topically. And maybe you've got friends or family who have acne as well. Here's what I'd have them do. Have them take Manuka honey. You can buy Manuka honey online on Amazon.com. Manuka honey along with tea tree oil. So again, Manuka honey and tea tree oil. Make a mix of the two. I would do 5 drops of tea tree oil, 1 teaspoon of Manuka honey. I would have them cover their face in that, leave it on for 2 minutes, and then rinse it off. I do that twice a day. That's the topical treatment. Now, the big thing with acne is if you've got acne, we've got to balance out. Your body is producing typically too much oil, and also there's bad bacteria that's building up on the skin. Now, that topical solution is going to help with that, but internally, you've got to get rid of all the processed grains, sugar, and dairy. So again, I'd go dairy-free for a time, unless it's kefir or yogurt. That's it. That's the only dairy that's allowed. And then I would go grain-free or completely gluten-free at least, and that's really important. And then stay away from hydrogenated oils. Really, acne can be completely remedied in less than 2 weeks if you do the topical treatment of Manuka honey or even raw local honey with tea tree oil. And then internally, if you're doing a diet that's the diet that's found in my Bone Broth Breakthrough book or my Gut Repair Cookbook. But again, for breakfast, doing a bone broth smoothie, a scoop of bone broth powder, so a little bit of coconut milk and berries. For lunch, doing a big superfood salad. For dinner, a bone broth smoothie. If you're I'm sorry, for dinner doing like a grass-fed burger with double vegetables, something like that, then acne can go away forever very, very quickly. A couple more questions here. What else is Manuka honey good for? That's a question here by Amber. Manuka honey actually is it's an antimicrobial. In fact, if you want to satisfy your sweet tooth, Manuka honey is probably the best honey. Now, you don't want to do too much of it, typically just a teaspoon at a time, but I think it's the best honey for sweetening your food. Actually, it's really good for H. pylori bacteria. So if you have a stomach ulcer or stomach issues, Manuka honey is the best sort of honey for digestion as well. But again, it's great for fighting and killing off bad bacteria in there as well. All right, let's see here. Got a question for Cheryl. She said, what do you do about a fatty liver? What's the best defense? Listen, if you've got a fatty liver, you want to be taking herbs that help detoxify the liver and consuming a diet that's very high in green foods and sour foods. So in Chinese medicine, this is called supporting your wood element of the body, or really supporting the liver gallbladder. So you want to do a lot of green foods. Think a lot of salads, okay? Fresh salads with sprouts and tomatoes and cucumbers. Fresh salads. Vegetable juices are fantastic for people with fatty liver. So here's what I would do. I wake up in the morning, I would do some veggie juice. What I would do then for lunch is a big superfood salad. I would do another veggie juice as a snack in the afternoon. And for dinner, I would do bone broth soup with some meat and loads of vegetables. But again, lots of vegetables, moderate amounts of meats, lots of salads, fresh veggie juices. And in terms of herbs, here's what you want to take. Bupleurum, milk thistle, and turmeric and dandelion. Those are the best herbs for cleansing the liver on a regular basis. Great question. And I'm just going to answer a couple questions here. By the way, if you're enjoying me answering your questions live and want me to do this more in the future, do me a favor. Punch that share button, click that like button. You know, you might be someone's health hero by simply letting them know that this live Facebook is going on right now, this live show. Question here from Sue Smith. She says, what can I do for bloating? For bloating, what you want to be doing is you can be doing a tea on a regular basis, a tea that contains fennel, peppermint, and typically chamomile, but fennel is very, very good for any type of bloating and gas. So drinking a fennel tea, a licorice tea, a peppermint tea, but again, I would even look up bloating tea on Amazon, but something that has fennel in it is very good. With your meals, you want to take digestive enzymes and probiotics. So digestive enzymes can help with gas and bloating. You don't want to overeat. If you're eating too much, that can cause gas and bloating, and then not following proper food combining principles. Let's say you're eating meat, but then like a pastry, okay? So like meat and pastries do not go together because of all the sugar in the meat. So eating sugar and meat together tends to cause gas and bloating, or too many starches and too much meat. So again, what I do is I would really, especially for dinner, is when that comes on the most for most people. I would do meat and lots of veggies. Don't go overboard on the starch and carbs. That'll really go a long way with helping fight gas and bloating. Just a couple more questions here. Dr. Axe, what is the best protein shake? I mean, my best protein and my favorite protein by far is bone broth protein powder. In fact, so I'm on vacation right now with my wife, Chelsea. We're down in Florida, so you can see I'm not in my usual kitchen in Nashville, Tennessee. And here's what I brought with me. This is actually a new product I'm coming out with this week. By the way, I haven't even told anybody. You guys are the first to see it ever. This is called Dr. Collagen. This is my new collagen supplement. This actually not only has type 1 and 3 collagen, it has type 1, 2, 3, 5, and 10. Has 4 different sources of collagen. It has no taste, but has chicken collagen. It has beef collagen. It also has wild fish collagen and has a unique type of eggshell collagen that's only found in this. So again, this is a good protein. I do Dr. Collagen, but my favorite is actually going to be bone broth protein. If you're doing a protein powder, bone broth protein by Ancient Nutrition. You can go in your local health food store and ask for this. Bone broth protein, or go to my online store, draxe.com, or even amazon.com. You can find our bone broth protein here, Ancient Nutrition. I love the chocolate and vanilla. We also have pure, is great as well. But this is what I'm doing when I do a protein shake on a regular basis, is I do both Dr. Collagen 1 scoop, 1 scoop of bone broth protein, either coconut milk or kefir. And then I typically do fruit. I do strawberries when I do the vanilla. I do either cherries or blueberries with the chocolate. But that's what I tend to do for my protein shakes. And let's see, another question here. Maya says, what about Hashimoto's disease? Well, Maya, what I would do is I just did on one of my last Facebook Lives, I did one on how to heal the thyroid. I would go back, if you haven't watched that Facebook Live where I go through 5 steps to heal the thyroid, and I would go back and watch that because I go through specifically how to overcome Hashimoto's in that video. But really, Hashimoto's is hypothyroidism that is autoimmune in nature, and you really got to work on repairing the gut there as well. But again, go back and watch that YouTube. And let's see here, last few. Tamara is asking about fibromyalgia, and she said, Dr. Axe, I love your information. Hey, thanks, Tamara. So fibromyalgia, that chronic pain syndrome, here's a few, and by the way, this piece of advice is something I haven't given before very often, but there's some cutting edge treatments that I think would work very well for fibromyalgia. First thing is diet. You know, you've got to follow a diet that's going to reduce inflammation, but also support collagen production. Oftentimes, people with fibromyalgia have had some sort of emotional or physical trauma. You've got to work on repairing collagen. So again, taking supplements that support collagen production are very important, such as bone broth is key. Also, lots of veggies and fruits. And then here's a treatment. It's called prolotherapy stem cell, or PRP. It's called regenerative medicine. A lot of people with fibromyalgia have been in either car accidents or had some sort of abuse to where they have damaged ligaments or ligament laxity. What I would do is go and find somebody who does prolotherapy, PRP, or stem cell treatments, and you can get stem cell done, especially on your neck areas and your shoulder. So again, your neck area, and that can make a huge difference for those of you with fibromyalgia, getting stem cell, PRP, or also a prolotherapy. That's a treatment I look for with fibromyalgia. Also supplements, an omega-3 supplement and a magnesium supplement and collagen supplement. Those are the most important supplements for treating fibromyalgia. By the way, guys, if you like this training, make sure you subscribe to the live notifications, because tomorrow I'm going to be doing a video, actually tomorrow at 9 a.m. Central. I'm going to be going through steps to heal leaky gut and autoimmune disease, and I'm going to be talking about actually some surprising things about probiotics. I'll be talking about, and also talking about my new book, Eat Dirt. We'll be doing some a possible giveaway tomorrow as well, or free downloads I'll let you know about. So make sure you subscribe to live notifications. Hey, if you want me to do more of these Facebook Live Q&As in the future, do me a favor, punch that share button, click that like button. Let more people know that I'm doing this live show now on a consistent basis. Also, again, make sure you subscribe here to live notifications, because I might be shopping at Whole Foods this week or showing you some things I'm doing while I'm on vacation down here in Florida. And so I want to say thank you so much, guys, for jumping on here with me for Facebook Live. This has been me, Dr. Josh Axe, answering your live health questions. Hey, hope you guys have a great week. And actually, I'll be back here tomorrow with more live videos. So make sure you're set up with the live notifications. See you guys.